Hey guys, welcome back to the Wood and Metal Workshop. I'm Kent. Starting in on a new project today. I picked up this bandsaw as scrap. I knew that it had some broken parts on it when I got it, and I figured I would just steal certain things off of it that I wanted. The motor, the belt sheaves, and some other parts off of it was my plan, and to scrap the rest. But after I got it, I plugged it in, and darn if the thing doesn't work. Gonna have to do a couple of repairs or replacements to it. Supposedly I can order the parts from the manufacturer. There are a couple of broken castings. Not a big deal. They can either be brazed or welded back together. So that's kind of what the direction I'm gonna go is. So start disassembly here. Oh, that's right. So far, I've taken the belt guard out, opened up the belt guard and taken the belt off. Gone ahead and removed the blade, and we're just going to take a look at the broken parts here. One of them is this thing here goes on the back down here. Yeah, let me get you moved around. We'll start here. Let me get you pointed over here. Okay, the blade guide is broken, snapped off, however you want to say it. Goes here, snapped in two. So we'll get that unbolted, pull that out, and take a look at that. So there's the part that's broken off. Grab some cleaner here and we'll get this cleaned up. Here's our other broken casting. We'll get that pulled off as well. Alright, gonna take these over to the bench and we will take a look at them. Okay, the casting is not flat on the back. It's not machined at all, so we'll assume, since it's bolted on though, that it's supposed to be flat, at least through this part here where it bolted. So to fixture this up, we'll probably clamp a piece of angle on here, or flat bar. We'll V out this side here and this area here to start with. Go ahead and braze that up through there, and then we'll go ahead and unclamp it. My guess is that's why it's cracked, is because it was bolted down here and here, and the pressure was all on this part. Either that or somebody tipped the thing over. But that's fixing that one. This one, just a nice straight piece here. Go ahead and do the same thing. We'll clamp a bar to this side's machined. So we'll clamp a bar to this side, V out this side, braze this side, grind it smooth, clamp a bar on this side with maybe some shims, just whatever it takes to keep it right in place, V out this side, and then braze up that side. So gotta take this part apart because don't want to heat up the bearings and whatnot. They all seem to be in pretty good shape. So alright guys, I went ahead and sandblasted the areas that we're going to be working on in both parts, and then took a few minutes to figure out how to jig this up so it would stay solid. It's not a very big casting. I'm not really concerned about it cracking so much, so I'm just going to go ahead and V out some of this area where we want to fill with our brazing, and when I get done brazing it, I'm just going to take the part and I'm going to toss it in the oven about 300 degrees for a couple hours, and just let it cool, and then wrap it in a welding blanket, let it cool down slowly. So We will use the torch and kind of ease the whole temperature of the whole part up to before we start our brazing. So I'm going to grab some brazing rods and get the torch set up, and we'll go from there. All right, we're going to let that cool for a little bit, and then we'll shift it around so we can get to one of the other sides. Alright guys, I pulled the vise off just to get it cleaned up. There's a lot of rust in here, and I just wanted to get it all cleaned and polished up, ready for work while we're waiting for the parts that we brazed to cool. So I can grab a wire brush here and we'll get going with the wire brush, and then maybe we'll move into some sandpaper depending on how the rust comes off here. These bolts were missing when we got it, so I picked up some new ones. I did pull the cover and check to make sure all the gears were in good shape, which they are, and it's full of oil. Alright guys, we got our castings cleaned up here a little bit. Time to do some reassembly. That'll have to be adjusted once we get the blade on there to get it tracking smoothly, but for the moment it'll hold. Last thing we have to do is finish up this knob. Turned a little bushing here. This just fits. This is supposed to be adjustable so you can raise it up. I have to order the proper knob, but for the moment I just need something that's going to work. So I'm just going to take this little knob that we built, weld it onto there, tap this down. It'll allow us to tighten and loosen the adjustment for the angle on the saw. Get the welder set up here and we'll get this tacked together. Alright, well that cools off. We'll go ahead and get this bolt fed through. Here's a little trick if you have to feed a bolt or something through something like this. You take a little magnet, put it on the end of a rod. A little piece of tape. Going to take another little piece, and don't need a whole lot. This is just an 1/8 inch welding rod I'm taping it to, but any rod that'll fit through the hole and any magnet that'll fit through the hole will work. Move over here and we'll show you what we're doing. So here's our hole. We got to get our bolt through. So let's just go ahead and slide the rod and the magnet down. Take my bolt. Put the end of it right on the magnet. Come right through. Pull my magnet off. soon as the handle cools down, we'll get that attached. Gotta clean out the hole here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and we'll get this mounted up. That'll work for now until we get the new handle. Alright guys, should we toss a blade on here and see if she choo-choos? This is the blade that was on there when I got it, so we'll give this one a shot. Yeah, let's plug it in and see if she runs. Probably increase the blade speed a little bit. Give it another try. All that noise you hear is coming from the belt guard. There seems to be a screw that's loose here. Let's see if we can get that taken care of. Now, of course, it's behind the pulley. Why wouldn't it be? Let's unplug that. I kind of like my fingers. That sounds a little bit better, doesn't it? I'm just playing with the switch, getting it set up so it automatically shuts off at the completion of the cut. Well guys, overall, I think it'll work. Gonna get the blade for it. I don't know if this is the standard 64.5 inch or 60.5 inch blade that most of the Chinese saws use. I have to check and see. If it is, I've got a couple of new ones for the other saw, so that'll work. And it cuts straighter than the other one, which I've been tuning up for a couple of years, and it has met its match. So yeah, we'll see if the blade is. Otherwise, we'll pick up a new blade. Still got to play with the adjustments a little bit and order that handle and figure out a handle for this, or I can keep using a wrench. I guess it really doesn't make that much of a difference. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down there for me. And you can now follow us on Instagram at Wooden Metal Workshop. No dashes, just Wooden Metal Workshop. Alright guys, catch you in the next video.